Hi guys, it's me, Miss Manifester, helping you open a spiritual doorway to the abundance that you deserve. And today on the channel, I am so excited to be joined by the beautiful Rhiannon of Time Tarot. Rhiannon and I managed to get in touch with each other, and I just think it's like the perfect time to do a video like this for the channel based on some of the requests that have been coming in. So I'm going to have a little chat to Rhiannon and introduce her, and then we're going to let you know what we've got planned for this video. So Rhiannon, please introduce yourself.
Hi, how are you? I'm so excited to meet your community. My name is Rhiannon. I've been a professional tarot reader for more than 20 years, since I was like 17 years old. I'm also a certified law of attraction coach, but I don't really coach people in law of attraction. I decided to blend the two and use law of attraction and tarot, so I can kind of give people an energetic weather report and let them know this is where you're headed, and let's ask the cards how you can get back on track to manifest whatever it is and to bring your best life to reality. So that's what I do. Yeah,
I think that's really exciting, and I think it is a different way of doing tarot, because my community know, if they're like the loyal community and they've watched all my videos and they know exactly the things that come out of my mouth, they'll know that I always say to them, like, to be really discerning about which tarot readers they're watching, what kind of messages they're taking on board, and to just like always remember that they've got power to do something about stuff, to like change, you know, their point of attraction, to pivot, to do whatever they want, rather than kind of like giving all the power away. And I think that's like why I know that we're so in alignment with how we see the power of intuition and cards and abilities, and how that can link up to inner guidance coming either from yourself or from someone like yourself to help you, like you say, to get back onto your manifestation track and where you want to go. How did you get into like this? Like, have you always known that you've had gifts, or was it an interest that kind of developed and blossomed? How did you get into it?
so when I was really, really little, I think I was like 8 or 9, my aunt bought me a book about crystals, and I fell in love with crystals. She bought me a bunch of stones, and in that book, there were instructions on how to meditate. So that's how it really started when I was really young. And then around that same time, one of my friends got a tarot deck, and I was just totally fascinated. I don't even know what pulled me. I can't explain it. It just magnetized me, and I had to know more. So I invited her over and we played with the tarot cards. I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know anything about anything really when I was that young. But then somehow I acquired a deck. I don't know how. And I just read for everyone. And then at like 16, 17, I started charging for readings. And yeah, that's what I've been doing ever since. So it's a love story. It really was like that love feeling that you get for someone where you're just pulled across the room. It was the same thing.
I think that's amazing and really magical, and it's just beautiful that it's been your life purpose. And like, you know, because most people when they're younger and you say what do you want to do with your life, and it's like an astronaut, or like, you know, an artist, or like the classic things that children kind of like gravitate towards. And I just think it's beautiful that that's, like you say, it's been a love story that's carried like on throughout your life, and just, it is obviously who you are and your gift and your purpose and what it is you're supposed to be doing. Do you have any tips for our community on developing your intuition and what it is that you offer? Because I know that you've got offerings that help people to develop their intuition and learning how to do that for themselves. Because that's what this channel is all about, very much empowering people so that they can start to tap into this. So yeah, do you have any tips, and what is your course that you offer?
Yes. So I actually offer several courses, and it's interesting that you were talking about purpose, because this is sort of the vehicle that I'm living my purpose with and through. I really want to empower people and help them to make shifts in their mind and in their energy. So I offer courses actually on energy clearing, the chakra system, and that's really like such a passion of mine. But I also offer psychic development and tarot reading courses, and they're done over Zoom, sort of paired with a self-paced course that you watch the videos on your own. Some tips on how to increase your intuition right away really is just to honor anything that comes up that feels like a nudge in any kind of direction. Once you start honoring it and acting on it, you will be much more receptive. You're naturally going to start to pay attention more if you act on the intuition that you do have. So that would be like the first thing. There are so many different tricks and tips and techniques and meditations that I teach my students, but that's where to start for sure. Any intuitive hit that you have, any knowing you have within you, follow that, because you never hear anyone say that they regret following their intuition.
Yeah,
Never.
no, and that's the whole thing, isn't it? It's like, it means you're like your inner teacher. And I can think of like, particularly over the last year, where I've had like nudges, as you called it, like a nudge to go and like buy something for people, and I've just kind of like, at the time I was like, nah, like they won't want that. And then I literally had a message being like, look, if you're going to get me anything for Christmas, can you get me this? And I'm thinking like, I've literally just like pied off that idea. And there's been so many other things where actually, like, when it's like led me to things, it's put me in tears, because I've kind of gone, wow, like that's the power of my little inner teacher and what it was guiding me towards, and just that confirmation. And I just think it's an amazing thing. And I think, you know, a lot of people on the channel are quite interested in knowing how to develop their own psychic gifts and intuition. Do you believe everybody's got a psychic gift of some sort?
Absolutely. 100%. I believe that we just cover it with a bunch of stuff. We cover it with doubts. We cover it with wanting to be polite. That's a huge thing. Like, I really don't want to spend time with this person, but I don't want to be impolite. So I'm going to go on the second date or the third date, when really, like, you didn't like them from the start. So it's about just following that. And also, I do believe that people have different psychic gifts. Like, some people hear things. I've met people who can't see, don't get visions at all. And a lot of my students, I can get them to the point where they're having visions. I can help them to that journey, and they can't hear anything. It's just not their gift. So it really depends on the person. But yeah, oh, absolutely. I believe we all have it.
That's it. I completely agree with that. Like, I've never seen like with my naked eye, like a spirit, but I can feel when something's there. I can smell sometimes, like when there's been like presences and things. I've never heard anything, but I get like ringings in my ears and things. So I know that there's like various things there that are like waiting to be kind of tapped into more. But as you say, you need somebody like yourself who can actually like teach and guide somebody through that, because otherwise you know, unless you really are just like wide open, I think it's you know, like a lifelong journey of like exploring and delving into that, and just really making time to actually develop it, because I think that's it for most people. Like, a lot of the time they're like, I don't have the time, and it's like
that is just it. I don't have the time. That's the same with my energy clearing course, because the energy clearing actually allows a lot of those gifts to come out naturally and allows you to manifest more quickly, like a lot of benefits. But that's the biggest thing that people say over and over again. I don't have the time to do this. And I think that people need to realize, like, it doesn't require a ton of extra time. I think I know it requires regular practice, but it can be even 5 or 10 minutes a day of just tuning in, just having a practice around it, and making that something that you do every day is the key. That is the key.
I completely agree. Like, on like just a law of attraction level, that it's a lifestyle. Like, it isn't just a coming into something and say, hey, I set an intention and I went away and I still felt miserable about it. Like, you have to learn how to work with like your intuition, but also just like learning how to, it sounds really awful, but like being positive and like shifting your mindset, pivoting, not being in victim mode, like reframing your problems, perspective, growth, expansion, like all of that, like working with your mindset and That's for me like a lot about what this channel is about, is actually like really nurturing people to kind of think about their feelings and caring about their feelings, because obviously that's indicating what they're attracting. But also to me, I think, you know, if you would make time for your manifestation if it showed up right. So like if your manifestation means that much to you, like guys, like set aside 5 minutes a day like to work on stuff, because when your manifestation arrives, you want to be nurturing it, you know, you still want to be investing time in it. So make time now and the rest will follow. It like will open you up massively. Do you have anything else that you would like to add, Rhiannon? Because obviously I'm going to tell everybody that your channel is in the description below, so obviously I want them to go and find you, to connect with you, to watch your readings. Obviously you've got more than just readings, you've got all, I've seen that you've obviously got your healings and things on your channel, but also to go and find your course, which I'll link in the description below. But do you have any parting words that you would like to share with everyone before we get into like the little juicy bit where I feel like everyone's gonna like get the tea on my life?
Yes, it's exciting stuff. Really, I guess that everything is energy and meaning, like you are really truly aligning yourself in every minute with your thoughts, your feelings. And that doesn't mean to me that you have to lie to yourself if you're feeling bad. Like get the feeling, feel it so it can be released. I think that that's important too. It's not about covering poop with sugar and calling it ice cream and pretending everything's okay. Feel it, but then release it and move on. Don't tell a story. And
I agree. And my dog up because he's desperate. He's like, he won't come up. He's just,
oh, hello. I love dogs. I love dogs. Oh, he's so cute.
You sit there now. No, I totally agree. Like, and that's the thing, like with, because I do emotional freedom technique, and that is very much about honoring it, because to me, if you're just pushing, like you say, wrapping a poo in sugar or glitter or whatever the like phrase is, if you're just pushing that down, all you're doing is a form of resistance. And obviously resistance doesn't get you into the flow for allowing. And I think that's the key, is although like, a lot of people are like, I just got to think happy thoughts all the time. And I'm like, yeah, but that's, you know, a happy thought doesn't mean like I don't feel this. It just means that you're willing to look it in the face in order to release it so that you can reframe it and to move forward. And I think that's just a massive misconception with law of attraction, is to not honor that you're a human being and that all emotions have purpose.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I don't like the whole feeling or pressure to feel good all the time. I actually don't think that that's high vibe. I think the truth is the highest vibration. Like being real about where you are helps you to bring it up, so it's not a shadow and it's not hiding anymore. And but then also not living that story, because I think that's the other part of it. Bring it up, but don't live in that victim mode of this is just who I am, because that's really detrimental too. Yeah.
I agree completely. Like, I think that was a massive problem, like in my life before I sort of actually got into alignment and understanding this stuff, is that I was always the victim. Like I was always the victim. I was the victim of life, of my circumstance. And now I kind of like to use the words like you're either like the conqueror, which is kind of like, you know, or I say like you're the navigator, because this is what we're doing. We're navigating waters all the time. And it's like sometimes the sea is calm and sometimes it is literally like a storm. And like, but it's, you know, life is what you make of it. But yeah, it's being able to tell that story in a way that's empowering and not just like boohoo me.
Yeah. Oh, completely. I'm all about empowerment and lifting yourself up. Like, how is this serving me? How can I use this? Yeah, I'm huge into that. Yeah. And that's what my readings are all about. Yeah.
Which is super exciting, because that's where we're going now. So you're now going to read for me and do a little reading for me, which is amazing. And I feel like I've had to like do so well to just not, I just don't want to spill the beans on my like life to you beforehand. I feel like I've done very well to like keep stuff under wraps. So now I'm going to give you the opportunity to read for me, and then that's an amazing way for people to see what you do in action and just what I think an empowering tarot reading can look like.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it.
Yep.
Let's do it. So, just so you're aware, it's a lot of me talking at first. And I'll be talking a lot, and it's quick.
Yep.
Just to let your viewers know too. And then you can ask questions.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna have my pen, plugging my pens, guys, I'm plugging my pens, and I've got my notebook, and I will just be making notes and listening to you. So I will keep quiet until you tell me to go, because I know you're channeling, so I shall.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, you get it. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so your general circumstances, what's going on around you right now that's most important? Some reversals here. So feeling a little bit stuck, like things are not moving forward, but you're not stressed. There's no stress with this. So it's interesting. It feels kind of like you are tying up loose ends and editing things, and maybe even writing a book. Feels like a writing project, but it feels like it's in the phase of like you're thinking about it and kind of planning it. It's in the planning phases. So no action has been taken yet. And also just maybe a different direction with your business. So it feels like it's kind of branching off into something bigger, and that wants to happen. And it doesn't feel like the action steps have been taken yet. So it's kind of an in between phase for you right now. And also, there are some ways that you're not taking the time to rest that you need. I'm not sure if you're not sleeping properly, or it feels like more meditation, more downtime is needed because there's some actual healing that needs to take place. It feels like emotional, mental healing needs to take place, and just not being able to find the time to do that is coming up as an obstacle. And also, another obstacle is not allowing yourself the time to celebrate your wins. I think it would be so awesome for you to acknowledge your successes and to actually celebrate when you do something, when you reach an accomplishment. It feels like you may be a little serious when it comes to business, and you don't take that time to even notice that you've reached a goal. You're just on to the next thing. So pause. And also, not being able to be around friends right now is feeling it's making you feel a little off. So missing some friends, which I feel like that's just kind of universal right now, but that's coming up. And oh, this is awesome stuff for your goals and the best that you can arrive at. So this is sort of the placement of the best that you can arrive at given your energetic weather, your thoughts and actions and your feelings right now. It looks awesome. So something very surprising and big and unexpected is coming. You have this card of the Wheel of Fortune, which cannot really be put into something specific because it literally means the unexpected.
Mm.
But it also means being totally in the flow, and really in the flow of miracles and synchronicities. And that is where your energy is at. So you're very receptive. You are totally on the right path as far as your thoughts and actions. You've been very good about being vigilant and aware of where you are energetically, and you are choosing to focus specifically on one thing. It feels like you really have a strong intention around this one direction that you want to start to move in. And it feels exciting. It feels new and fresh. Feels like you'll be meeting new people, even people who, like, from different cultures, different kinds of backgrounds that are a little bit outside of your norm. The resources, so what you have to work with. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I love this. This is all about having guides and angels to work with, and this peaceful, calm sort of attitude in spite of what's going on around you, and also looking to a higher mind all the time. So being able to tap into your higher self. You have this very committed relationship coming in. So things feel like in the area of romance, like there were difficulties and maybe even times where things felt harsh and very challenging. But that feels like it's starting to turn around into a much more permanent, stable relationship. And it feels like you are also giving up, I don't want to say bad habits, but habits that are detrimental for you. And sugar feels like something that either you're getting rid of completely or cutting way back on all of these things that aren't good for your body: caffeine, sugar. So going on some kind of cleanse, or at least just cutting these things out of your life, but also toxic relationships. It's this big cleanse in your life that's happening. So I absolutely love it. It's such a great thing for you to do. I don't think you're surrounded by a ton of toxic people, but it does feel like, you're just not allowing that in your life anymore. In the past, a lot of work. So this is like the past 6 weeks just feels overwhelming, and like you were tending to carry everybody's stuff around you. I feel like you're empathic. So when people around you are feeling good, you're feeling good. So you go out of your way and sort of bend over backwards to make sure everybody's okay. That's the past. That's what you're moving away from. And now you're moving toward definitely building a bigger business. You have this idea of global reach, something feeling maybe partnership with somebody as well, bringing in a partner. So this is the next couple of months, and working with people to expand your global reach. And it feels like it won't only be in over the internet. It feels like once the world opens up, like you'll actually be in different places. And I'm just seeing you like on a stage, like you're speaking, definitely speaking engagements, and TED Talk just popped into my head, but also like these meditation retreats or retreats with women feel like they are really important for you and would be amazing. Feels very fulfilling. And you have a teacher or a guide coming into your life as well to kind of teach you how to do this, how to bring it all together. So some kind of mentor guiding you to like how to bring this all into form, a coach or somebody that will be very, very helpful for you. And you'll be learning a lot about business, but also about spirituality and kind of bridging those two so you can help the world, which is really your mission. You have a very solid world mission of just helping people to shift their perception and shift the way that they view the world. And I don't think you'll do this alone. I think you're going to bring in different partners and work with people from all over the world to create this vision. For you, your role and attitude, the character that you're playing in the story of your life. Oh, this is such good stuff. So you are such a positive thinker. Like everything that you're bringing to your YouTube channel and just to your business, you are living these things. You are very thankful for your life. You really do see the positive side of everything, super optimistic. Even when things are challenging and difficult, it's always like, what is the good in this? And especially right now, it feels like you are very I guess, disciplined around where you place your attention. The thing that I feel here around your business and taking it to the next level, and just taking your life in general to the next level, because your business feels like it wants to integrate in with the rest of your life. It feels like you are a little bit, you're holding back from taking a leap, from taking this leap forward of either branching off or doing this idea. And it feels like big, like maybe courses or writing or something where you'll be teaching groups of people and guiding them to live their best lives. Feels like a bigger project, and being a little bit feeling like you're not ready to take that leap. And the card that I'm getting is awesome here. For your viewers who know tarot, she's getting the Magician. So awesome stuff. So this is someone who has all the skills, has all the knowledge, is completely ready. You are ready for this. You're ready, mentally, emotionally. You have the knowledge. You have the, the internet connection. You have everything you need. It's just now take the leap. It's time. The people around you, your workplace, and your home. So really, this is talking about your environment. There is new friends coming in, like a new tribe of people. And it really feels like these are people who are coming together for a purpose of achieving success. So it feels like a mastermind group, or some kind of maybe coaching group or something. You'll be coming together with new people who you've never met before and building connections around business. Feels like a lot of good networking and stuff. Also, new car coming in too, possibly soon, like within the next few weeks. And really some energies in your life, in your home, and in your work career environment. Feels like things need to be shaken up. They need to be sort of loosened. The energy needs to be loosened up. Feels like a lot of the same stuff happening, and almost like I would love to see you come outside of your comfort zone and do something that scares you. And not only you, but also the people around you, like bringing your loved ones and the people that you are close with into uncomfortable conversations that need to take place. So some conversations that may bring up some stuff that feel really vulnerable to talk about. I feel like there's a conversation that needs to be had around some scary stuff, but it will lead to things being just much more authentic and free. So actually, honestly, could be an argument or a disagreement that needs to happen. Doesn't feel low vibration to me. It feels like it's freeing and liberating. Hopes, fears, and unexpected elements that come into play. So this is really the placement of the things that you're attracting into your life that you're not aware that you're attracting. And what's coming up is a lot of work. You are attracting a ton of new clients, but something about this, I mean, it's wonderful because it feels like a lot of money coming in as well, but it also feels like a little bit of overwhelm. So I don't know how to really temper that, except for maybe to ask for help. But it does feel like a lot of different people coming in and needing you for different services, and not just people asking for help in your business, but also like family, friends, kind of all needing you at once. And your next 6 months. So this is long-term stuff. Asking for help. This is like hiring a VA, getting a team. So starting to put that team together because you need to, because you are going to be just attracting a whole bunch of projects into your life that are going to require way too much time than you have. So hiring some people for the tasks that you don't need to show up for. And this just freeing your time and also freeing you to make more money. I don't know if you know anything about the energy centers, the chakras, but they're actually coming in here, and this big opening in your energy field and in your energy centers, and having a spiritual experience of deep love, and really just feels like it's opening your mind, opening your perception, and it will create a new you. Like, this really feels like you're on a path to becoming this new person because you're so open. And also, I'm seeing here the end of poverty thinking, like really clearing out any debris of lack. Just feels like that's all going away, and like you're living this lifestyle of just freely allowing all good things to come to you without any resistance, but also being uninhibitedly giving with your time, with your money, with your love. It just feels like just this open person. You feel joyful and radiant, and what just flashed in front of me as well is actually your skin, and your skin looks really beautiful. So like this shiny kind of like radiant look that you have. So also it kind of feels like you're shifting in your appearance as well. Like it just feels like actually your appearance is changing, different kind of clothing, like you're taking on a whole new identity. And part of what I'm seeing in these retreats and how you'll be helping people is to establish that new identity based on what you go through, like almost like rewiring them and resetting their brain. I know you do the EFT, but this feels like neuroscience, and also helping them to get into rituals where they can do that themselves. So that's what I see. And now we can go deeper. You can ask questions. I know it's a lot of stuff that comes up, but you can feel free. We can go deeper.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. I've like written so much stuff. I don't even know where, like, what to ask you, really. I mean, I'll tell you what, like, has, like, I mean, it all resonates, but I'll just pull things out. So obviously in my business, I've handed in my notice. So I am in a limbo phase, as it were. An in-between phase was, I think, the words that you used. And so I sort of I don't feel stuck in my business, but I know at the moment it does feel sort of like I can't like fully take flight, as it were, because I'm still on the fucking ground, like with I have to bleep that word out, but I'm still sort of, you know, stuck there because of I've got all those like kind of commitments, and that very much ties up to like letting go of like it's final toxicity. Like I feel like that's the only place in my life that I really feel toxicity. And in terms of I've got to be honest, you know, it's been a theme. I don't really allow myself that much time to celebrate my wins. Mm-hmm. I find it quite hard to connect into that because usually, so I've just done one retreat and I did celebrate that, you know, in more ways than an event that I did at the beginning of the year. But I think like because I go into that and my energy is there to like serve other people, I don't just go home and just go, oh, it's all about me now and flick a switch. Like I'm still in this energy of like give. It's like it literally just feels like an outward give, and it's then quite hard for me to bring that back into myself to be like, you did it, like you've done really well. Like I do find that quite hard to do. I took a lot of time off recently, but funnily enough, even though I took a load of time off, I still don't really feel that rested. Mm-hmm. And it, like, you know, you think, oh, I'll take time off and I'll come back at stuff and be like, yes, but not so much. And then like in terms of business, I feel like taking the leap is like going into it full-fledged. I do want to do courses. I do have writing to do, but no, I haven't done it, and I think that's because it's not a fully fledged idea. Might have been words that you used. And yeah, like I think I'm like missing at the moment that sense of like the networking thing, and yeah, being able to get like dressed up and go out. Like I'm not a big going out person, but I am kind of sitting there going, oh my gosh, like how many woolly jumpers, you know, can I wear? And
Yeah.
like me and my mates have had lockdown birthdays, so it has been a bit like, so yeah, I don't even know where to start with like questions, like how deep can I like one thing that I often find, so I will put this out there, and people have like said to me that my human design is like a projector, so the idea is that I should let stuff come to me, which I kind of like look at our situation, like where, you know, you reached out and I'm like, oh, there it is. Like every time, I often feel like the universe guides me to particular people, and it's like, you know, without going to it too deep, but it's like the synchronicities are just, and then it usually feels like I just get took up a garden path, and I'm like, why? What was this for?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like every time I see something, I kind of think, okay, I'll act on that, and I'll reach out to that, and then it kind of goes like nowhere. And that seems to be like a bit of a pattern for me, that I get a little bit frustrated. And I think sometimes, do I like sabotage it vibrationally by putting too much emphasis on it, like, and thinking like this is super important? And I don't know if it's like a slightly pushy energy, but that's for me like one of my biggest things is, I think it is like you said, you know, I really trust my intuition, and I do, sorry, my camera just flipped off. I do trust my intuition. I do feel like I'm in touch with the signs, but sometimes I think, man, like what was this about?
Yeah, it's interesting because the cards that you have here, it feels like it's helping you to, all of these synchronicities, all of these signs are helping you to get clear about where to place your focus, and also introducing you to things and people that will bring you outside of your norm, so that you're learning, but not just learning intellectually, learning emotionally about what you want to think, what you want to feel, who you want to be. So it doesn't feel like it's all coming together for one path. It actually feels like you're having all of these different experiences to then you focus them into one thing. Yeah.
And like what you've said about like global stuff, like I kind of feel that, and it comes back to like the ideas and stuff. And I've just sort of been thinking like, you know, a lot of my business stuff revolves around, obviously YouTube is YouTube, but my actual business revolves more around law of attraction in business. And I'm not saying that can't be a global thing, but I kind of like feel this like sense of just strip it back. Like, do you know what I mean? Just law of attraction. Like people go in business, people go, you have to have a niche, like law of attraction for who? And I'm just like, law of attraction for everyone. Like, like for everyone. And I think for me, that might be like the global element, and the stripping back of it is to like, to not be so niched with it. And like, that's like quite a tunnel vision way of looking at stuff.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like you have so much to offer, that creating, like, to actually focus is good. But I feel like you have different things to offer. Like it's going to be multifaceted. It doesn't feel like it's a one, like for a certain group of people. It just doesn't feel like that to me. It does feel global.
Yeah, and I think sometimes though that I get like a little bit too in my head with that kind of stuff. Like I kind of like get a bit mind blown, and I think sometimes it's like more like I just need to like, I think, allow the intuition and the inspiration rather than just being like, I have to work this out.
Yeah.
Because to me, I think sometimes like clarity work and stuff has its place, but sometimes it's like you're just clutching at straws. Like it's not really like divinely guided, if that makes sense.
Totally. Yeah.
It's just trying to take action for the sake of taking action, which I'm not really like a big advocate of that.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, like you said about asking for help. That's been a bit of a theme recently of kind of going, I'm not like the best at asking people for help. Like sometimes I'm too independent, and I know that, and I know that I can be, I make a rod for my own back, a little bit like what you said about overwhelmed, too much work. Like, I know that I need to allow more and allow the universe to like send people to me that I can then go, yes, that's the one, I'll take the help. But also the one thing as well that you said about an argument or whatever, conversation. And I think I'm pretty sure I know what that is. And that's it will be a conversation with my dad. So I think people on the channel know a bit about this situation, but I don't talk about it too much. But my family, but my dad and my stepmom are Christians, and to a degree that's still like how I identify. Like, I don't have a problem with that, but the way that he in particular looks at like the work that I do is it's not great. Like, it's not a great outlook. And I think that, saying to him, look, Dad, I've quit my job to do this full time, it's a difficult conversation, because I think it's going to, like, I don't know what the word is. Like, I don't want to go, oh, it's going to break his heart, but I don't want him to worry about me. And I know that's what it is. I know that he worries about me on a number of levels. And I just think that is going to be a difficult conversation no matter what. But there's been times like where I have felt like, not like his presence, but I know that like my family are a bit snoopy.
Yeah.
And like, they'll like report stuff back, and I'm like, I hate that. Like, I just hate the feeling that like I'm trying to do authentic work and I'm leading with love, and I'm not doing like bad stuff or anything. And I just think it's quite difficult as a woman who's in her 30s as well. I'm like, to feel like I'm sort of under a magnifying glass, and that's a difficult thing, but it'll have to happen.
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen, but it'll have to happen sometime. I got to, deal with it sometime. But how it comes up is how it comes up, and I'm not gonna like rush that process. I don't think, like a bull in a china shop.
Yeah. It feels like it will come up, but honestly, it doesn't feel bad to me. It just feels like it will shake things up for a little while, and then it will be truth. It will be authentic and real. Yeah.
And that's what I liked about what you said earlier. I can't remember the quote that you used, but something about, my camera, truth, truth being the highest vibration. I think that was what you said.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm loving it. I'm like so grateful, and I feel like I've got so much to like go away and to mull over. But in all, like, everything that you've said is, I think, like, I mean, what more could you not like want to hear, really?
Oh, good. I'm glad that it was helpful. And yeah, and I usually would, like, if it was an outcome that I felt was negative, or you were going in a direction that you didn't want to go in, I would do some work around that usually. And I would pull other cards, or I would do a healing. And people who I've read for have had awesome results with that. So it's been great, but you don't feel at all to me like you're headed in a negative direction. It actually feels like a lot of opening, a lot of freedom and abundance coming your way in so many different ways. So it doesn't feel at all like you need the help. I just feel like, the only thing I would say is celebrate, even if only to give yourself the shots of dopamine that you need to get motivated. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And less sugar, like you said. I mean, I've got this is 0 sugar, but 100%, like, I'm definitely a sugar addict, and that needs to, like, that needs to leave my life for sure. I know I've got like naughty habits that I totally need to kick. But I mean, yeah, this is the thing. I just feel like at the moment I just need to like gather my energy because bigger and better things are coming, and that I need to and just be patient. Like I just feel like just be patient because better stuff's coming. But like this is just a like the word I use, limbo. It's a limbo phase. It doesn't, yeah. It's not forever. I think that's the best way to sum it up, really.
No, not at all. It feels like it will start once it starts moving, it actually feels the opposite. Like it will almost be overwhelming. Yeah.
I think it will. I know what I'm like, and I will probably, I'm like a sort of a pinch me sort of person. Like,
yes.
I'm kind of, is this for real? Like, I think that there's an element of that there for sure. Like, I think I'll be like, I won't quite know maybe what to do with myself to a point, but I'm excited. I'm like, yes, I want a big team, and yeah, I want to be doing stuff globally, and not feeling like, yeah, like you said, a sense of freedom and opening up, not feeling like I have to, I don't know, monitor my stuff or just whatever it is. I'm pumped. I think this is just like the best way to like end to end my day.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's all good news, so it's awesome. And I don't give bad news. I give solutions with the cards if something comes up that's negative. But this was awesome. I mean, it was an awesome reading.
Thank you. And I think that's it, isn't it? Like it's about the solutions, not just like, don't get like a tarot reading, guys, and then like the person just leaves you there, like, and you're like, right.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of what people come away just feeling bummed out and they've got no support. Like, and I think that's the great thing, is that you offer the healing and you offer the solutions, and that's what people need to like, just to pivot and to move forward. And that's what it's all about. Moving forward, guys, moving forward.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Oh, I hate the thought of leaving people in that negative space. No, I totally want them to leave feeling great. Yeah.
100%. Oh, Rhiannon, this has been amazing. We're going to have to wrap up because I know what my phone's going to do. It's going to die.
Yes, this was perfect.
It's perfect. And I'm so, so grateful to you. Just remind people where they can find you. Just shout your social media channels out now if you want, and then I'll pop them all in the description anyway.
So my website is teatimetarotreadings.com. And my channel, my YouTube channel, is really where I spend like pretty much all of my time. That is just Tea Time Tarot Readings. There's another woman who has a very similar name, so she comes up with me. So you'll see my face, but you could put Rhiannon, Tea Time Tarot Reading, Rhiannon, yeah.
Well, you've got a beautiful face, so we won't be missing you.
Thank you.
Absolutely glowing, honestly. Rhiannon, this has meant so much to me for the channel. I hope everyone has really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, like we're going to be doing a reading together, we're going to be doing like a video together on your channel, aren't we? So guys, go over there and obviously subscribe to Rhiannon, because you will catch me over there for a video. Obviously not going to be reading for Rhiannon, but I'll be over there chatting LOA stuff with her very soon.
Yes, yes. Awesome. I can't wait. I'm very excited.
Oh, me too. Thank you so much, Rhiannon. Sending you loads of England blessings.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Take care. And guys, thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you soon for more content. Take care. Bye.
Bye.